I remember back in high school, there was this girl, the tallest girl I've ever seen. She would always be disappearing from class. She would be going to the counselor. She would be completely gone from class for like 2 weeks or a month. And she'd come back and get everything done in like 3 days, all the work that she missed. She was just constantly leaving class. She had issues, man. She had issues. She had, lines all over her arms and everything. And I remember just thinking that this person is so weird. This person is so different than I am. This person has issues, bro. Mental health issues. That is so weird. That is so different. That's something that I don't understand. That is not me, right? But as time went on, as my life went on, and I started to get more problems, I started to understand this person more. People have problems. People have issues. And sometimes you need to get help, right? You need to get support. Seeing the treatment that she got, right? Like always going to the office and stuff. It just felt so weird. But now I understand. Now I understand as someone, at least in the past few months, which it's been pretty bad. If you've been watching my videos, bro, I've been like not being consistent with my videos. I've been struggling in school. I've been going back to my bad habits, playing video games and everything, right? So having someone to help me, to support me, that's something super valid that would make sense in my mind, right? And that's why I'm going to therapy now. And if you told me that I'm going to therapy back then when I was in high school, seeing this girl who I didn't understand at all, I'd be like, what the heck? What do you mean therapy? Because all the people around me told me that therapy was like this weird thing. They said therapy doesn't work. It doesn't help at all. My brother would always say this: therapy doesn't help at all. It's useless, right? And the reason why I think he said this is because the people that he knew who went to therapy were low-key insane. I'm gonna be honest, bro. And they're always like complaining, like, oh yeah, my therapist said this and that, and he's just like, bro, like clearly this is not helping because you're kind of crazy right now. So, but here I am right now, going to therapy, and I think it can help me a lot, man. I think it can help me a lot. Self-improvement is a big part of my life. I'm always trying to think like, hey, how can I get better? How can I get better? But I've noticed that I've been dealing with a very specific problem for a long period of time, and that has been falling into ruts, falling off. And obviously falling off is something that happens to everyone, right? That makes sense, that everyone pretty much falls off at a certain point. But the way that I fall off is so extreme. It's like, just imagine you're my dad, right? And you're looking out the window every morning, 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and you're seeing your boys grinding, working hard on their online businesses so they don't have to go to college, right? They're grinding, working out, eating healthy, all these things, right? Eating up all the food in the house for the bulk, as they call it, right? So you're seeing your sons do that every day for a week, completely grinding. And then the next week, you look outside and they're nowhere to be found. And then literally 1 p.m. when in the afternoon, you finally see your sons finally waking up. They're playing video games now. They're scrolling on social media. They're drinking soda, eating junk food. And it's so jarring to see that as a father, as anyone, seeing any person be so one way or the other. One day I'm super grind. One day I'm like doing nothing, right? So with this problem that I'm having, recurring problem, I've been trying to figure out like why it is that I'm acting in this way. And I think from these past few months of reflection, because usually I never would fall off in this way. I never would, like, I would play video games, but I would also play video games while doing good habits. So it's kind of weird that now I'm all in on good habits or all out, right? So what's up with this binge mentality? I think it just has to do with my thoughts in my head and the way I've been thinking. I've been trying a lot harder. I've been saying like, all right, man, I want to grind hard. I want to do all these good habits, right? But I think that when I would do like one little bad habit, I think I would get really upset by that. And I would feel like, oh man, why am I doing this again? Why am I going back to my back to my old self, right? I think that these thoughts that I'm having are contributing to this really, I'm trying to find a really good word, dynamic, binge-worthy, volatile, like just insane level of like working. Oh man, I can't think. I gotta find a good word for it, but the way that I am, bro, just so wishy-washy, good and bad. I think it's just because of the way that I've been thinking. And that's where the therapist comes in. And I didn't have to get a therapist. I was thinking that I should get a self-improvement coach, someone to guide me along this journey, to kind of help direct my thoughts in a more positive, or at least in a good direction. Because obviously I feel like I could solve this problem by myself, but with the guidance, that's probably the fastest shortcut. They'll just help you avoid mishaps, right? But the therapist, I think, is a little bit different, because at least I in my first conversation with him today, he said he's not, therapy isn't like a doctor prescribing things to you. Instead, it's more of a conversation. And that was pretty much what he said, right? But what I understood from that was, what you're supposed the way you're supposed to approach therapy is pretty much you go about your week, and then as like certain emotions arise, like detrimental emotions, you write them down, and then when the therapy session comes around, you discuss those emotions, right? And you try to figure out why they exist, and then you can help overcome them. And that would be super useful for me for something like YouTube, because YouTube, I've always had this like imposter syndrome thing, like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not big enough, I'm not social enough, I don't get girls yet, right? Like things like that, right? I can't make good videos, I can't help people, right? But in reality, what happened, even though I didn't get girls, even though, like, I literally made videos talking about me getting rejected by girls, right? And someone literally says, yo, this is a really good video, it actually like helped me a lot. Like maybe he didn't even have good advice, maybe it's just literally just a story of me talking about getting rejected, but at least that made someone feel like they're not, like, it made someone feel like someone relates to them, they related to the video, they got something from it, because at the end maybe I offer a little bit of advice or something that I learned from it, right? So yeah, I can help people even though I'm not the greatest, right? So, but because I had that initial emotion of feeling that I can't do this, I'm not good enough, that just made it harder for me to actually go and make the video. So just having this therapist, I think, is going to help me see these emotional blocks, mental blocks that arise, and get rid of them faster so I can progress. Because I'm realizing that at this point in my journey, bro, I have no limitations, man. All my limitations are mental, bro. Like, there's literally no person holding me back. Like, I'm like, bro, I always think of like slavery, bro. Like, if you were a slave, like, that's terrible, right? Like, of course you're not gonna be able to like have a good life, like have your own stuff, because like you're under control of someone else. But like, no, man, like there's no crazy obstacles, there's no racism, there's nothing like that, bro. I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling. I'm in a good family. I got everything good, bro. It's literally just only in my head, bro. Only in my head. No financial problems, no country, like no country at war, nothing, bro. It's all in my head and the emotional blocks that I've created in there. So yeah, man, I'm going to therapy, man. I'm gonna call that the mental asylum arc, bro. The Arkham Asylum arc. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good. Trying to think things one step at a time. And I wish you the best, bro.